Well, good afternoon everybody, and a warm welcome from Juma Game Reserve here in South Africa with Safari Live. My name's Tara, joining me on camera is Craig, and we also have Byron out on the other vehicle along with Senzo, and back in front of control we do have Alice and Chantel, and we also have a special guest appearance all the way from Mara, James, and he's going to be looking for lions for you this afternoon. So exciting. It is absolutely wonderful to be out this afternoon. As I say, it is beautiful temperatures here, 25 degrees, 77 Fahrenheit. It is lovely, but I think it's definitely time that the animals need to stop siestaing now, and let's get heading out there and seeing what we can find in the African bush today. If you'd like to join us, please do. This is a live safari, so we have no idea what's going to happen. It all unfolds right in front of us. And if you would like to join in, ask any questions, answer any of ours, then it's hashtag Safari Live on Twitter or the feed on Facebook and YouTube as well. So there's plenty of ways to get in touch, so please do. It's always great to hear from you, and let's see what we can find. Now, we have actually taken a look around the Hyena Den just behind me here to see if we've got any movement. So we came by yesterday and there was actually the female with the cub out, but it looks like they're not showing their faces today. I was really hoping they might be out just enjoying the sunshine, having a nice snooze before they head out later on this afternoon to go and find food. But I'm not giving up hope completely. We are going to take a little drive around the Termite Mound on our way out, just in case they're sleeping maybe around the back, or they might even be just on the ground in some of the shade. So keeping my fingers crossed for us that we can maybe see a hyena, and then we're going to head out down towards the dams and the drainage lines, see if we can scratch around for any sign of cats this afternoon. But I think we're going to head to Byron. Apparently he has found something quite unusual this time of day, so enjoy that.
We have indeed, and look, it's moving, everyone. A beautiful scops owl. Now, this is such a wonderful surprise. The smallest owl in the region, or in this area, or actually in Africa, I believe, the scops owl. Very, very tiny little owl, similar in size to the pearl-spotted owl, but a little bit smaller, and very well camouflaged. But it's so nice to see these little owls during the day. It was calling earlier, but we cheated a little bit because we actually saw this owl earlier in between drive, and he hasn't moved. So I thought I'd come and have a look and see if he's still sitting here, and he is indeed, fortunately for us, and I thought it would be wonderful to show you the owl. Rose, you say a day owl. See, what they do is they perch themselves on trees and they sit and rest and then get active at night. But they do occasionally call during the day. As I said, we did hear him calling, and that's how we found him. So the scops owl and also the pearl-spotted owl will also do that at times. This is one of my favorite little owls. I do really, really always enjoy seeing these owls. Paddy, you're a new viewer. Good afternoon, Paddy. Wonderful of you to join us, and you say what an amazing owl it is. And it is tiny, everyone. That owl is very small. It's only about 17 centimeters tall, so about the size of my hand. Not very big at all. Maybe a little bit bigger. But very, very small owl, the smallest owl that we have in the area. See, I was just turning its head. He's obviously resting and dozing off a little bit. And later it'll probably go off and look for... Alright, Snazzy, you can see the little talons of this owl too. Yeah, you can see them holding on to that branch. Oh, there we go. That's a nice look at those. You can see those little talons of the owl, and so well camouflaged. Doesn't it blend in perfectly with that bark of the dead tree? Now this little bird, when it flies around at night, will try catch insects, maybe even during the day too. Insects and little rodents perhaps. And maybe frogs and geckos. Well, frogs in summer, obviously. There's no frogs out at the moment. But you can see how well camouflaged it is. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Very nice view of it. And it's actually very close to one of the houses. So, what a great start. My name is Byron, and on camera with me this afternoon is Senzo. And it's great to have all of you with us. Now, as I said, we're very close to, we're actually right or next to the one house. But as I said, it's been sitting here for most of the day, and it didn't move. So I thought we have to show you. To show you that even when we're not on drive, we're still having a look out for interesting birds and interesting little creatures to show you. Always listening to the bush, and hopefully we find something that we can show you. Now this morning I was not very lucky. I didn't find much at all, so I'm hoping my luck changes. I'm going to head towards some of the dams. It's quite a warm afternoon. It was cool and chilly this morning, but it's warmed up beautifully. Very, very nice temperature currently. There's a beautiful apple leaf tree. Maybe do a few trees. I know Tara was doing some trees earlier today, but this is a beautiful apple leaf. It gets its name apple leaf from, well, apparently if you crunch the leaves or bend the leaves in half, it sounds almost like biting into an apple. I do think you need a bit of an imagination for it, but that's apparently where the name apple leaf comes from. The crunchiness of those leaves. And they are green throughout the year. Some cultures refer to it as the rain tree. And the reason for that is the locals would often sit under these trees for shade, and they would feel little droplets of water dropping down on them. And they called it the rain tree. But what it was is the spittle bugs. We get little spittle bugs that draw moisture out of the leaves. And what happens is these spittle bugs, then the moisture passes through, the liquid passes through the spittle bugs very, very quickly, and they then secrete it, and it drops down, little droplets of secretion or water, really. That's basically what it's made up of. And these little droplets then felt like rain, and the locals would refer to it as the rain tree. But it's from the spittle bugs that sit on the apple leaf. Oh wow, it sounds like Tara's in luck already. She's got a hyena at the den. Let's go have a look.
Well, hopefully we're going to have a lucky streak, and hopefully starting with the hyena. So we've come to the back of where we were, so we're literally on the opposite side to where we were of the hyena den, and Sharp-Eyed Craig actually spotted Djuma, the little cub, which is just in the thick bush, and definitely the height helped. There was no way I could see her. I was literally trying to see where. Djuma's just somewhere in the bush there. She is popping her head up every so often, but I don't want to get too close and disturb her. But then we do have Mother, who I can see why we couldn't see her from the other side, because she's very flat, and there's actually a little ridge of the termite mound just in front of her that would have hidden her. Because I was trying to work out how we weren't able to see her from there, but that's obviously why. So definitely worth checking around the back of the hyena den, and you can see the hyena den, this side is in shadow, and it's quite possible that the hyena den was actually in shadow where the female was lying, but as the sun has crept over the sky, the female is now exposed. So obviously she's enjoying the rays. Sunbathing, it's not too hot for her at the moment. There's a nice lacquer breeze coming through. and you can see the golden fur of her. I think she's actually not too old than a hyena, because they do tend to get lighter with age, and they do tend to get shorter fur with age as well. So I think she's probably middle-aged. But as I say, I haven't really had a good look at her yet, so I'm just taking from what I'm seeing at the moment. Now for these guys, nocturnal activity is the norm, but like I was saying, they do like to sleep and enjoy the sun as well. And Lisa thinking it was a snake to begin with. Oh, not a good place to land, buddy. Franklin giving an alarm call and actually flying straight over to where the hyenas are. I really thought that would actually wake them up. I wonder what actually disturbed. Yeah, hello, good morning, lady. The hyena's just looking up now over her shoulder to see what was all the commotion. Nah, not worth my bother. So I wonder what did disturb the Franklin. No, apparently nothing too much, seeing as the Franklins decided to have a bit of a dust bathe. That's the first time she's lifted up her head since we've actually been here, so I wonder if she was in a very deep sleep. Oh, it is absolutely delightful, Tamara, soaking in the sun. Tamara also wishes she could be doing that, and it is. It's one of the best things in the world, soaking in the African rays. I did wonder if she was going to get up and reposition herself. And there goes the little one to go and join her. Oh, we might be lucky. She might go and suckle. Shall we go around to the front? Because it looks like they've gone around to the front of the den. We might be in luck. Looked like the cub was hungry. So we're going to reposition ourselves, see if we can get a better view. Slightly more open around the front as well. They are, aren't they, snazzy? The hyenas are super pretty, and unfortunately I think hyenas get a bit of a bad press, and a lot of people don't like hyenas. But you know what? A lot of documentaries, and I think The Lion King added to it as well, that yes, hyenas are scavengers and they will steal kills, but hyenas are actually a very good predator in their own right, and lions will often steal kills from hyenas. And quite often what's been missed is the hyenas are actually trying to get their kill back off the lions. But they are absolutely beautiful, especially when they're younger. They can look a little bit moth-eaten when they're a bit older, bless them. So we came in on that bit, so yes, if we'd have come in on the other side we would have seen her there. There she is. There's the little one. Hello. But yeah, I think we're going to just keep pulling around. Oh, she's going to go there. Okay. Just in case she disappears. Now it is quite difficult to determine male and female hyena, so especially at such a young age. Generally speaking, females are a bit more boisterous than males. Females have a lot of testosterone in their body, which actually helps them to outcompete the males. And because of that, their genitalia actually looks like that of a male, which is very unusual, obviously, in the mammal world. Oh yeah, a nice resting spot. You can see that's one of the favourites. That's actually where we saw them yesterday. A nice little pillow and a very nice shadow. I missed the name. Didi Gus? Oh, Geeky Beth. Great name, Geeky Beth. So nocturnal, loves sleeping and loving the sun. Geeky Beth thinks that she's a hyena as well. I wonder if you could hear the whistle of the bird that was just calling. Any sharp-eared people, if you could hear it. Hashtag Safari Live, what bird was just calling? I'll try and point it out again if it does call again. So yes, I believe the bold nature of this cub, and incidentally you can call a hyena offspring a pup or a cub. It's one of those funny ones that you can use either, because originally hyenas were in the dog order or suborder, and they got changed over into the cat suborder in the whole taxonomic grouping. So I think that's why you can actually call them pups or cubs, but I suppose technically now they're in the cat order, suborder. It would be better to call them cubs, but yeah. Z saying such a cute cub. It really is. But as I say, I think possibly the personality of this little one may have made people believe that it's a female, and that could possibly be. It will also depend on the rank of the mother. So if the mother's a very high-ranking female, then her offspring are more likely to be a lot more boisterous with other cubs, because they are higher ranking. Even males will be quite boisterous towards the other cubs. But yeah, as I say, if you can get two cubs together and you can see if one's more boisterous than the other, then that's a possibility that it's a female, but it's very, very difficult to sex a hyena. Hi Raphael, and good afternoon to you. Raphael wanting to know how old the cub actually is. So it's nice and fluffy, and it does have its spots. So they're actually born black, and they're usually quite small, little black creatures like this. They're so cute, and they start gaining their spots when they're about 4 months old. So this one's got quite a lot of spots, as you can see, and it's started to go a bit lighter around the neck. So I would say it's probably around the 6th, 7th, 8th month old area. So still very much reliant on mum's milk. They only really get weaned or start getting weaned after a year, can be up to 18 months. So it's quite a long time that they will actually suckle milk from the mother. Very rarely will hyenas bring anything back meat-wise to the den. So this little one will actually stay around the den. It won't join mum until it's over a year old, out on the scavenging missions. So it's going to be keeping nice and safe close to those holes. So this is an old termite mound. Originally aardvark would most likely have made those holes, because they are the excavators of the bush. They've got huge claws and they can build these holes. They can actually dig something like a meter in 10 minutes. They are just absolutely amazing animals, and they can dig 6 meters down to make themselves a bed chamber, and then they dig holes into termite mounds to get at the termites. So once the termites have been extinguished from that mound, then other animals can actually take over those holes, and that's why you get the hyenas using the termite mounds and the holes. So they're going to be having quite a nice cool area in that hole, but also the cubs will actually make a little area sort of scrape it away so only they can fit in there. So if there are any predators around, they can actually retreat back into right at the back of that hole and hopefully keep nice and safe from predators while Mum is away. So did we have anybody coming back with the whistle? Orange in the door. Sorry, I think I preempted your question there about hyenas making the holes themselves. So not really. They don't have very long claws really. They are claws like dogs, and that's one of the reasons why they got placed in the dog suborder, because they do look like a dog, and especially with the claws. A lot of the members of the cat order are able to retract their claws, especially the true cats, or at least have nice sharp claws, but not the hyena. But it's all to do with differences in the skull between the dogs and the cats. I wonder if that Franklin's making its way around and that's possibly what the little hyena is hearing. Ah, Mansoup. There is a chin spot bat is calling, but that wasn't the bird, so I'm wondering if it was just a little bit too far. But chin spot bat says 3 blind mice. Chin spot batis. So do listen out for that one as well. But this one was more like a whistle, like a... Let's see if I can actually do it. No, that was rubbish. So it was actually a grey hornbill, sounding like an admiral's whistle. So I think we're going to head to Byron. I think he's actually found something. So good luck, enjoy, and I think it's a mammal this time.
It is indeed, Tara, a beautiful big male giraffe who is now moving away from us. We're actually down in a drainage line, and we're looking up at him, but he's now moving off through the thicket. Well, thank goodness you got a brief view of a giraffe with us. So we found something. We have found a mammal so far. It's a bit better than this morning. A better start. Fortunately, he's not interested in hanging around. Now, how am I going to get out of this drainage line? I'm going to try reverse here quickly. I'll just get back out. Sensor, let me know when I hit something. Jinlin, you asked, is it a cat day? And you asked who's roaming the neighborhood that we should look out for. Well, this morning we had tracks of a mating pair of leopards. They were around yesterday morning. We didn't get to see them though, because we weren't out and the Mara show was on. But then yesterday afternoon no one could find them, and last night we heard them right outside camp. They were very close to camp. They walked and drank at Gari Dam, or Vultures Dam. We found tracks of them this morning, but we couldn't find them. They crossed into Arathusa, unfortunately. No lions were found this morning, so we don't know. Jinlin, I'm going to try and see. Maybe we find some leopard tracks a little bit later. That would be great. But for the moment, as we know, there were no cats on Juma this morning. But it does change, and they do move around, and especially during the day in winter, the cats do move around a lot more than usual. So maybe we're lucky and lions or leopards arrived sometime during the day. So we'll see, and keep a lookout for fresh tracks. Boyzilla, you asked if most animals have a routine that they follow. No, not necessarily. I don't think so at all. I think the animals will go and drink when they are thirsty, not necessarily at specific times of the day. I think predators will hunt when they are hungry, not necessarily at specific times of the day. I don't think there's a routine at all. Not at all. If it was, it would probably be a lot easier to find these animals, but it's not. So, no, I don't think there is a routine. I think the only certainty out here is that at the moment our drives are from 3 in the afternoon to 6 in the afternoon, and the mornings from 6 in the morning to 9 in the morning. That's the only certainty. Alright, well, I'm going to scan these drainage lines a little bit. Maybe we find a herd of elephant moving through the area. That would be great. Let's head back to Tara with those hyena at the den.
It is so true, Byron. The only certainty is the drive going out. Because it is live. We have absolutely no idea what is going to happen. Now, we were hoping to find the hyena snoozing. Some days you can come here and there's no movement, and some days you can hit it lucky, like we have done now. So there's Mum. So you can see she is fairly light in colour, but she still has quite a bit of fur on her. And so sometimes they almost look bold once they're very old. Hi, Orange in the door. Another question from you, which is great to hear, asking how big the hyena packs can get. Now, it depends on the area that you work in, and this is one of the things that I absolutely love about Safari Live, is that we have a lot of different guides who have guided all over the different reserves and across the country, and different countries as well, because what can be true for one animal in one area can be completely different for the same animal in a different area, because there's different things that are actually influencing them. So whether it's the weather, the seasons, the vegetation, so the different animals that might be there, some individuals can obviously be different and have different characteristics. So there's a lot of things that can change from one area to a next. So that's really important, you know, sort of answering these type of questions. And that's why it's really good to hear other people's stories and experiences, because the books that are out there were written usually by 1 or 2 people, and that's their experience. As I say, it's not necessarily taking into consideration what happens elsewhere. So a lot of us have obviously guided here in the sands, and then some of us have actually guided in smaller reserves, larger reserves, and that is going to have that impact. So here in the Sabi Sands, we don't tend to see the clans that big. I think the largest clan number that I know of here in the sands, and maybe Byron can actually correct me, because I know he's done some time here in the sands in the southern side. So they could even be slightly different there, but certainly around this area I've not seen more than sort of 10 adults or so, maybe 15 in the clan, something like that. In the Mara, I believe they do actually have much larger clans. I think they could get up to 60. But again, the Mara does actually have the numbers of animals to support the clan size. Now here, there is a lot of animals, but not to the extent of the Mara. So the clan size is not going to be able to support that sort of size. So that's why it's going to be quite small still. So it'll be interesting to hear how many Byron's actually seen. So I wonder if we can bounce that over to him as well. But as I say, here, I remember there being a floppy ear. Some viewers might actually remember her, and we believe she was actually the matriarch, the high-ranking female. But I'm not sure what's going on with the clan members now. I believe this is like a mid-ranking female. So I'm sure the guys would have seen the interactions, and that's how you can tell where they are in the rank, is the interactions with other hyenas, if they're submissive or if they're the dominant ones, if other hyenas come up to them and sniff them. If they are the dominant, as I say, the others come up to sniff. If they're submissive, they go to the higher ranking to smell them. So I think Byron has maybe got something in his sights. I'm hoping for you.
I was trying to have a look, everyone. Now, often you get these little bird parties where a bird party is basically a number of little birds fly in a group, and they'll go and look for food and move together. Now, a southern black tit is a great indication of a bird party. They'll always be in or with a number of other birds. Now, this is a beautiful a knobthorn that the birds are actually flying in at the moment. There's a lot of birds around here, and let's see what that is on the left there, Senzo. That is the southern black tit. There are two of them. There they are. Black and white on the wings. But there are a number of birds, and with all these flowers around at the moment, a lot of birds looking for food in there. But look at that beautiful yellow flowers. As I was saying, it's hard to see all the birds around there, but we saw black-headed oriole, a bar-throated apellis, Taylor. Hello, Taylor. Taylor's watching, and she's on leave. Taylor said she's missing all the animals already. Well, Taylor, so am I, because I haven't been able to find anything. Well, this morning, there we go. What have we got jumping around there? It looks like a long-billed cromb. No, not that one. The other one. That is the bar-throated apellis, everyone. That little one that is jumping and moving around there. Let's just see if we can see it. We just need some light on the front. You'll see very yellow and a black bar, very clear black bar across the chest. There we go. Come on, out into the open for us. And you can just see the yellow. Look this way. Come on. Well done, Senzo. It's very difficult to keep up with these little birds. And keep jumping around. Come on, one more. We just need him to jump out into the open. It's hiding behind the branches a little bit there. There it is. There it is. Now, Riti, let me try. Let's just see if we can get another view of it. I'm actually just trying to have a look. You know what? That might have been the yellow-breasted apellis that was jumping around there. Riti, you were asking what they feed on. So mainly insects, little insects. Sometimes fruit and nectar. I just wish we can see it again. Whenever it's jumping around. But as you saw, it's so difficult to get a good view of them while they're jumping around in these thick trees. They're tiny, tiny little birds. What I'll do is, let me show you a photo quickly so you know what we're looking for. It's nice to see these little birds. So, the bar-throated apellis, or apellis, is quite common in this area. Yeah, so it was definitely not the bar-throated. You can see, can you see that clearly? So this is very light in coloration, but with that black prominent bar. As I said, I think it might be the yellow. Hang on a second, I'll just find it for you. Yellow-breasted, that's it. Yellow-breasted apellis, or apellis, depending on how you want to say it. And that's what we saw. You could see a bit of the yellow jumping around, and then that very prominent black bar down the front. So yellow-breasted apellis, or apellis. It's a nice little one to see. Sammy, you asked how many kinds of birds live in Africa. Now, I'm not too sure of the total number in Africa. I know southern Africa, however. Southern Africa is just over 900 species. I think it's 924 or something like that. I lie, 968. 968 species recorded in southern Africa. That's what it is, 968. So that's quite a number of bird species. Alright, looks like these birds have moved off, and I think I'm going to do the same. But interesting to see when you are out on safari, if you're driving around and you see a number of little birds around, and especially that little southern black tit, that black and white one, it's easy to then see that it is a bird party, perhaps. So chances of seeing a lot of different bird species together. Oh, some impala running across the road in front of us. And it's nice to stop and have a look around and see how many different bird species you can see. Yes, now Tara was chatting about the hyena clans, and I don't know what the largest is in this area. I haven't seen enough hyena around here. I don't know. The largest clan I've seen has probably been I think 10 or 12 hyena. But speaking of the hyena, let's head back to Tara, find out how those hyena are doing at the den.
Awesome, thanks Byron. So yeah, around the 10-12 mark, the biggest one that he's seen here for the clan size. So yeah, that seems to be maybe around the sands then. As I say, it is dependent on so many different things. So it would actually be interesting to hear James's views when he joins us as well. Dear Watcher, hello again. Welcome on board this afternoon. Asking if there are I'll try that one again, if there are any other hyenas. So these are the spotted hyenas, so called because obviously the spots on the coat. But there are brown hyenas, which are about a similar size actually, and they have long brown fur. And they are a lot more solitary. They also have a very different call to the spotted hyenas. So the Lion King was very spot on when they had the giggles of the hyenas. When they get excited, they do have a very high-pitched giggle, and you can also hear them contact calling, which is what I was hearing a couple of nights ago outside my room. And they do have a little nosy around camp as well. I did have a female come into camp, knocking over the bin, waking us up, so I had to go out and chase her off. But you tend to have the spotted hyenas sort of hunting together as a pack sometimes. Sometimes they go off and forage by themselves. That's more the norm here in the Sabi sands. But as I say, they are a very good hunter in their own right. But the brown hyena tends to be more solitary. There's not been a whole lot of research done on the brown hyena, but I think there has been some more come through in the fairly recent years. So I think they can still den together, but they will still go off and forage alone. I've been lucky enough to have a few brown hyena sightings, and there was one actually on the old reserve I used to work at, and we stopped for drinks, and there was a bunch of wildebeest in the distance, and two sort of separated themselves, and it was just becoming dusk, and I suddenly realised, hold on a minute, that's not two wildebeest, they're a little bit too small, and the back is sloping even more so than that of the wildebeest. And I actually realised it was two brown hyenas walking, so they must have been mating, which would have been really amazing to see, but unfortunately they're very secretive. They're probably even more secretive than the leopard actually, so if you get to see a brown hyena, unless you're in the very special places like the Kalahari, and I think Taylor was saying that she's seen quite a number of brown hyenas, and I believe Taylor's actually on board this afternoon. Missing the animals already. Hi Taylor. And I know the brown hyena was something that she really wanted to see here in the sands. We've had one sighting a long time ago by Peter Pretorius. Some of you might remember joining him for that drive. And they actually have quite a strong pungent smell, and that's one of the smells for some reason I can pick up on very easily. So I'm forever keeping a smell out for you guys. There's also the striped hyena, which is a little bit smaller than the spotted and the brown. Nice silvery colour with black stripes. They tend to be found further north in the whole continent, so more centralised. But also quite a beautiful hyena. Hi David, asking if clan takeovers are common amongst hyenas. I'm kind of taking it as if a female will try and take over another clan. I'm kind of taking it as that, but not really. You tend to, again, the clan members are going to be related, so it's going to be the mother and the offspring, the aunts, the daughters, that sort of thing. The males will tend to be pushed out. They tend to be a little bit more solitary once they leave the clan after about 2 years of age, although the high-ranking female cubs, the cubs from the high-ranking female can tend to stay for a little bit longer, maybe until they're about 3. And it's possible that gives them the edge when they're trying to approach other clans. They actually are a little bit bolder because unfortunately male hyenas have a bit of a hard time because the females have so much testosterone in their body. They're actually a lot larger than the males generally, so they have quite a lot of aggression as well. So a male has to approach a female very cautiously, because if he gets on the wrong side of her, believe me, those jaws are extremely powerful. I think they've actually been measured at like 1,500 psi, or pounds per square inch. So they're actually one of the strongest bites of the mammal kingdom. They really are quite astonishingly strong. So if they get on the wrong side of the female, they hold no punches. They will tell that male she is definitely not interested. So they almost have to go through this ritual of sort of bowing to her and then creeping forward, then bowing again. So it can be quite intimidating. So if the males have actually built up their courage, and especially, as I say, if they're from a high-ranking female, they've built up that courage, they tend to be a little bit bolder, and it's more likely they get the matings as well because they do have that edge. But in terms of clan takeover, if the high-ranking female dies, then it's going to be the next high-ranking female that takes over, really. And again, that's generally already established because of the ranks and all the rituals of coming up and showing dominance and some submissive behaviour. And lovely Luri, welcome on board this afternoon. Lovely Luri wanting to know if males actually make coalitions or a group of males. So obviously with the lions and the cheetahs, hopefully you've heard that term before, the coalition, and that's just the brothers basically banding together. It's generally related males. In terms of hyenas, I've not really heard of males doing that. I'm wondering if maybe to hunt. I wonder if that happens in the Mara. Say with the larger clan sizes there. but I'm not really remembering that males do here. I might have to do a little bit of digging just to remind myself about that, but at this stage I'm saying I'm pretty sure they don't. Again, because there's a lot of competition between individuals, but I'm willing to be corrected on that one. If anybody wants to check up for us, just to remind me, then please do so. Hashtag Safari Live. But I'm pretty sure they don't. So I think we've got another question coming through. New viewer, Lion, welcome on board this afternoon. I hope you're enjoying your first live safari. And Lion wanting to know, are hyenas dangerous to humans? Well, they can be. And this, again, anything in the bush has the ability to be dangerous to humans if you lose the respect for the bush. And hyenas are no exception. If you turn your back on a hyena at night, a hyena can actually do some damage. And there's been the odd story where people have left their doors open to their rooms at night and the hyenas have actually come in and taken them off their bed and dragged them away and killed them. So you do have to treat these animals with respect. But again, as I say, I chased one out at the camp the other day, or the other night. I was still close to my room, so I wasn't making any silly moves, but I had to tell her, you know what, this is my territory, get out. And again, there's that respect there. She knew she was in the wrong, and she ran out of there to their siesta, because as I said before, siesta is over. So we're going to carry on our search for other animals, see what Byron has got for you while we do that.
Oh, nothing just yet. There's a bird soaring above us. Let's see if we can try get on camera and see what it is. Oh no. It's far. Do you see it, center there? But it is a bit far for us. In the center of the screen, I think it's even too far for the camera maybe. What do you think, center? Looks like a martial eagle. I think it's a martial eagle, everybody. I caught a glimpse of white underneath, and sheesh, that is far. It's disappeared into the sky. Oh well, but I do think it was a martial eagle soaring above us. I just caught a glimpse of white with that brown. Maybe I'm just trying to convince myself, but I do think it was a martial eagle, but just too far, unfortunately. I'm going to head down towards Chitwa Dam. Hopefully we have some activity there of animals coming down to drink, or animals in the area, some elephant, anything. Because for the moment, I haven't seen too much. At least. Let's try here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. No, it can't be. There's a Bateleur flying there, and a vulture. Which one are you focusing on first, Sens? Let's have a look. That is a vulture. Looked like a white-backed vulture. Amazing to see them soaring above us like that. Oh, there's some vultures. There was a Bateleur above us too, but they're flying incredibly high today. I'm assuming the thermals are giving them a hand, them soaring above us like that. It's actually nice to see birds of prey flying around. But it's just, unfortunately, they're so far, it's very difficult to get them on camera. James, not at all. I have not seen any buds on any of the trees. The only thing showing signs of life really is the acacia nigrescens, the knobthorn. The knobthorn's the only tree that is showing signs of life with those beautiful yellow flowers at the moment. The rest of the trees, I haven't seen any new buds or anything just yet. I think we need to wait a few more weeks before we start seeing anything. Chitty Chatty Meg, you say it's hard to believe that those were actually flowers on the knobthorn. Of course they were, Meg. What else would they be? They were. They beautiful yellow flowers that you see on those knobthorns this time of year. And every now and then you can pick up that sweet smell of those flowers. Very, very sweet smell. I love flowers. I must be honest, that's one thing that becomes difficult in summer, is identifying all the little flowers around. It's not easy. And I often forget. I need to go back and refresh and try and remember all the names again of the different flowers. Now we had some birds flying above us. It sounds like Tara has another bird that she'd like to show you.
We actually said literally just as they're going to link to us, it's going to fly, and it did. But I'm just going to pull back because I can still see him. But because there we go. Stay. Come on, this is your 5 seconds of fame. Yes, I'm talking to you. Okay, so just up, you've got him in the shot, just a bit higher up. Yeah, there you go. There we go. So this was the bird who was whistling like an admiral a little bit earlier. The grey hornbill. That shock of yellow on the bill, other than that, completely grey. Now, the technical term for the hornbills, they're split off into two groups. We've got the head up whistlers and the head down cluckers. Believe me, that is actually a technical term. Amazing, isn't it? So the head up whistlers are the grey hornbills, because when they whistle they put the head back and then they whistle. And as you might expect, the head down cluckers, which include the southern red-billed and the southern yellow-billed hornbills, put the heads down and they cluck. It really is true. So next time you hear the hornbills, they kind of go 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 back, 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 and they doing this with the wings and they're down like this. It's really cool to watch. I'll see if I can find it for you. But yes, nice to see the grey hornbills. So apparently someone has spotted some buffalo at the pan just over the way here, so we're going to see if we can catch up with them, because I know you guys haven't seen buffalo for a wee while, so it'd be nice to catch up with the old boys. I'm sure it will be a small herd of Duggar boys, or even just one Duggar boy, so we'll see if anybody is still with them. Is there any station with the Nyati at Galago Waterhole? Sorry, Pan. Through there, there's a jackal. I thought I saw movement. Just disappeared through the bush. Let me just see if I can see him again. Side-striped jackal, how about that? I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I think he might have just disappeared into the thick bush. Literally just something caught my attention there, the corner of my eye. That's after me saying I've only seen jackal once on the Sabi. I'm afraid I think he has just disappeared through the bush. Maybe he'll come out towards the watering hole. Maybe. Oh, lacquer. Oh, you're in for a treat. Well done, Byron. I'm going to wait for him to show you what he's got.
Well, look at this. Yes, our plan has worked out. An elephant, and he's actually been swimming. You can see he's completely wet. He's been splashing around in the water down here at Chitwa Dam. Oh, this is wonderful. Really wonderful. I'm hoping he goes back into the water. Let's have a look. Oh, this is always a very, very pleasant surprise if we do get elephant down at the dam. For some reason they really enjoy coming down to swim and splash around in the water. It's just a lone bull. I don't see any others around. It's not unusual to find a bull by himself. Sometimes you find the bulls in small groups, 2, 3, 4 of them, moving around. Especially the younger bulls. Watch, there he goes. Yes, yes. Look at that, he's completely on his side. This is my favorite, everyone. I promise you, I can watch this for hours. And he seems to be having a lot of fun. Look how beautiful and those white tusks are in contrast to the body. Now the body's very dark grey because he is so wet. Oh yes, wow, look at that. We've got a breaching elephant, everyone. That's what's going on here, a breaching elephant. Seek truth, you say, a dunking elephant. Look how that elephant's enjoying that water. That is wonderful. As I said, look at the contrast, those beautiful tusks against that dark skin. The light is perfect now. Kim, good afternoon to you. You're a new viewer apparently, and you say it's almost like this elephant is performing just for us. It almost looks that way, doesn't it? It just looks like he's having so much fun. Every now and then he goes and he tries to get a bit of food on the bank and then jumps back into the water. Kermie, you asked if elephants ever get water in their ears. I don't know. Possibly. I've never seen an elephant get out of the water though and jump on the side on one leg or two legs to get the water out their ears. So I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. I doubt it. Let's have a look. This fish eagle just took off from the dam. I wonder, look, there it goes. That beautiful African fish eagle. Well done, Senzo. He's probably going to some trees to the back there. We may get another view of him later. I see where he landed. We'll carry on watching our elephant for a while though, I think. Oh, it's amazing. Now, in other parts of southern Africa, especially up in Botswana and Zambia, the elephants need to cross big rivers, deep rivers. So they're very used to swimming and they do enjoy it. And I've seen elephants, herds of elephants, move through or cross a river, and just their trunks sticking out of the water. An entire herd, even the youngsters. There's quite a breeze coming off of this dam at the moment. Very cool breeze. Has he had enough? Is he going to move off? Chitty chatty Meg, you say that was just too cute. Yeah, it was indeed, Meg. I hope you enjoyed that. he's definitely he's behaving in quite a boisterous manner, this elephant. Wonder if he isn't in a bit of must. Obviously we can't see now because he's completely wet, so we can't see if he's sweating from his temper. Must, I'm not sure. As I said, we can't tell now because he's completely wet. Look at that elephant swagger when they walk downhill. I enjoy seeing that. Alright, now I think we're going to leave this elephant and his wonderful swagger, and let's head across to somebody who also has a bit of a swagger, my friend James in the Mara.
Good morning, everybody. No, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome to the Sunday Sunset Safari from the Masai Mara. My name is James Hendry. Fergus is on camera. Grubby hand that. Has been a dusty day. Dusty day it has. We're in amongst the Wildebeest here. We are as live as Byron, of course. Some might say more alive than Byron. And hashtag Safari Live is how you get hold of us. Now, you may notice from the flapping of my hat that there's quite a lot of wind at the moment, and that's because over there's a large storm. There it is, and I think it's moving up the escarpment, so I think we'll be all right. We are getting the odd spattering of rain, but what we have around us, of course, is a huge number of wildebeest. In the tree over there we've got some vultures, and down in the valley where there is no signal there are some lions, and those lions are not far from here, and they seem to be heading up in this way. We can't really go any further down from where we are now. So what I will attempt to do is show you where they are from here. Well, that won't be hard because there are two vehicles there, but I'm going to pick up my binoculars and let's look down there together and we'll see if we can't. I saw one of them get up and move towards this area here, and they keep making sort of gentle movements in this direction. Riti, you want to know how many wildebeest I think there are here approximately? I would hesitate to guess, but I'd say 4,000 or 5,000 maybe. It's, I don't know. I think it would be very interesting to put me into this area, get an answer out of me, and then do the same with Brent, and the same with Scott, and the same with Jamie, and see, without us knowing what each other had said, and then get some kind of an indication, because I think you'll find that it would be very different for every one of us. I don't know. I would say about Oh, a few thousand, yes. Now, that shot that you have there is what we call a slightly compressed shot, in that the lioness is not quite as close to the wildebeest as she looks there. And we use that technique sometimes when we're on bushwalk, and then you come to us and suddenly it looks like we're standing underneath an elephant. It's a sort of trick of the trade, if you like. And so, although I have almost no doubt that those lions who don't look very fat are thinking about hunting these wildebeest, I'm not sure, obviously, when they're going to do that. We've seen Brent in this area a few times with lions, watching them on the hunt, and they have been startlingly impatient about it. Some might say to the point of incompetence, sort of just running into the middle of them and seeing what they could find, and seeing if they couldn't catch one that tripped over its own feet. And we've yet to see these chaps be successful. But we might be lucky here. I think it's definitely going to be worth us sitting here and waiting to find out if these lions aren't going to come up here and hunt one of these wildebeest. So in case you're wondering, I'm just going to tell you our plan out here in the Mara for the duration of the time that the wildebeest and Thompson's gazelles, of course, and zebra are here, is going to be to try and find them and the predators that are hunting them, and see if we can't, well, first of all, make some sort of prediction about what's going to happen, and then watch the hunts. Failed or otherwise, most of them will inevitably be failures, and of course many of us, myself included, don't mind the failed hunts. They're good fun to watch, and it's always quite nice to end your day without death. But some of them will be inevitably successful. And so while the
Hi everybody, it sounds like you've had some wonderful views from the Mara with a herd of wildebeest and some lions sitting behind them. That sounds like something might happen there, something exciting, so I'm sure James is going to keep us updated on what's happening there. The wonders of technology, hey? From the Mara up in Kenya, back down here to South Africa in the blink of an eye. Absolutely fantastic. So we have two Nyala bulls and one of them displaying. Oh, that is one of the best things to see. Look at that. Now I'm saying one of them's displaying. Can you see the male at the back? He's got the silver mane erect. He's being very deliberate at where he's placing his feet. And the other male is not even, but oh, that's why there is another male. There's a third male. I was going to say this younger male in front is kind of saying, no, you're the winner, but there is the rival. So they're slowly dancing around each other. They're sizing each other up, trying to work out who is going to be the winner. They're going to do everything they can to avoid a direct confrontation, because if they get injured during that confrontation, I'm going to move a bit further along the wall because we're going to lose them behind the bush there. The dance of dominance, very much so. I think we might be better. There should be a nice view. There's actually a fourth male there. That is amazing. Oh, maybe we were better back there. I thought we were going to see them through there. But definitely coined a phrase there, dance of dominance. So I'm wondering if he has decided that maybe he's not going to be the winner. He has stopped his dance, so there we go, he's starting again. So animals go through these rituals because, as I say, if they actually have a direct fight, those horns could potentially spear the rival male, and if there is the loser that does get injured. That could actually impact on their ability to run away from predators. It could actually reduce their ability to find food if they're really badly injured. So they go through this ritual to work out who is likely to win, who is the largest, who is the strongest, by showing off everything they have. So by standing with their fur erect, it makes them larger, and you can see them arching their back as well. Hi Zoe, and welcome on board this afternoon. And Zoe wanting to know, is it mating season or do they do this throughout the year? So generally speaking, Nyalas, there's the other male coming into view again. So generally speaking, so the spiral-horned antelope and the Nyala don't have a very strict mating season, although when the young are born, they will often drop when it's, sorry, I think I swallowed a bug. Excuse me, sorry about that. So yes, they will often drop their young during the rainy season when there's plenty of food. But there might be a female that's actually an estrus not too far from here, and that's triggered these males to come together and fight for her, or fight for the right to mate with her. But I think the male behind, I think he's the winner, because the male that's in front of the shot, he seems to have remained stationary for a little while. The hair's gone down on his back. So I think he's kind of realised that perhaps he is not the best male. Oh, and it sounds like that solitary male elephant has found a few friends. So I'm going to see if they do carry on. There's actually there's a fifth male Nyala around here, so I'm wondering if there is a female around that's caused them to all gather here. He's just here on the right here. But nowhere near as magnificent with the horns as the other two males who were displaying just now. But I think that bull has found some friends, so I think it's worth definitely checking them out.
Well, it is indeed. Now, I think the bull moved off, but look at this wonderful herd. I think there are about 22 elephant that have just arrived to drink. I'm not sure if they're going to feel comfortable enough to go in, get in and swim. Oh, there we go. There's already one or two of them wading in. But I'm hoping the whole herd comes and spreads out. They all seem to be keen for a drink. I think this big female, right in the front on the left-hand side, I think that is the matriarch. She's one of the largest elephant. Sorry, I beg your pardon, not that one. Just to the right, sorry, Senzo, there, just behind her, that one there, yes. I think that is the matriarch. She's the largest female that I can see in the group, and also she led the herd down to the water. She walked in front and she kind of surveyed the area to make sure it was safe. Just listen to the sounds. I'm going to keep quiet for a second. Listen to them sipping or slurping up the water in their trunk, sucking up the water and drinking. Splashing the water around. Isn't that wonderful? See, again, in situations like this, looks like this elephant's just playing, spraying the water. Now we've positioned that. So when I saw the herd coming down, I actually moved away from. We were on the dam wall. Saw them coming and moved away because I could see the female, the large female, was smelling. So I didn't want to make her nervous. She can obviously see something is blocking her way. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Little youngster. Staying very close to the herd. Oh, that is cute. So as I was saying, it looked like the herd. Oh, listen to the communication going on between the herd. More elephant coming, I can see in the background, and she then eventually led the whole herd across the dam wall and came out to drink on this side. Elephant drinking this side before, so I assumed they would come here. And also I've positioned a little bit further away. The wind is in our favor. It's not blowing directly to them, and often if our scent is blowing directly to them, they do get a bit nervous. So we're actually in a perfect spot right now. Ah, wonderful. But you see how those large females are very protective over that youngster. Stays close to them, stays in between the herd. A lot of the time they'll stop and they'll just basically listen and see if they can smell us. They want to make sure we're not a threat or we aren't a danger for the younger elephant, and while the herd is drinking. Now there are, looks like 2 swimming at the moment just behind the herd. Isn't this a magnificent scene though? And we just sat here patiently and waited for them. And I've said this before, give the animals their space, and often they'll relax, and then either you can move a bit closer or they'll move closer to you. It's again that mutual respect, and especially having respect for the animals, not making them feel in any way that they are in danger. I mean, look at those elephants swimming back there now. Now it's interesting if we just have a look at these little elephants off to the left here. Now look at that little one. Now it takes an elephant, a young elephant, about 2 years before they really know how to use their trunks. And so you can see often what they'll do is the young ones will watch the females, and this is a learning curve for them. They'll still be suckling completely from the mother, they'll be drinking milk, but they will start learning to drink water. And it's interesting to see how they're trying to use their trunks to put the water in their mouth. And they will learn that from watching the adults. Alright, let's quickly head across to Tara with the slender mongoose, and we'll wait and see what these elephants get up to.
Welcome back everybody. So we were just going to turn around because we can hear some elephants actually behind the Gowrie Dam wall. We saw a slender mongoose making its way over to the 2 mounds that are on your screen now, and it actually popped its head up from behind the back mound, so I was hoping maybe we might catch a glimpse of it, but I think he's playing hide and seek. But it's a mongoose that's quite solitary, so we see the dwarf mongoose quite a lot, but we don't really get a chance to see the slender because they're just so quick. and they're quite shy as well, so they tend to just stick to the undergrowth. But they are a mongoose that are diurnal. They're active during the day. They'll also prey on the dwarf mongoose, so they are a predator of the dwarf mongoose. And unfortunately, I think he is a bit camera shy, sadly. Hi Rick, welcome on board. Asking if the mongoose are part of the same family as ferrets. Now I'm really going to have to dig deep for this. I remembered it just like that years and years and years ago. But I'm pretty sure the ferrets are actually part of the mustelids, which are part of the dog order. But I am going to have to double check that one for you, because that's like... Sure, I haven't used that bit of information from about 7-8 years ago, so I will double check that one for you, and I shall do that while you head across back to Byron, and we'll see if this little guy pops out. Otherwise we'll head on down to see if we can find the elephants just at the back of the dam as well.
Oh look, it looks like more of these elephants have decided to swim and play. Even some of the younger ones are all getting involved in having a bit of fun in the water. This is my absolute favorite, I must be honest. If I exciting. Now, I counted 22 initially, but about 5 more have joined. See, these ones a little bit nervous. They were further behind the herd. Unless they're just excited, they can see everyone else is swimming, they might decide to go and get in the water too. Just catch up to the herd a little bit. Oh, there's a youngster. It's incredible. They were making a lot of noise, and as soon as they got out the water, it was quiet. Can hear some of the water thickneys calling, that high-pitched whistle that we just heard. A lot of birds around, starlings, 3-banded plovers, Egyptian geese, that fish eagle that we saw earlier that moved off. Now I think it just perched itself in another tree. And still some more elephant joining, another 1 or 2. Wonderful herd. Yana, there's no set number of how many elephants will be in a herd. It can range from 3 elephant up to 150 or 300 elephant in some areas. It all depends. The most elephant I've seen in the Sabi Sands, probably between 80 and 100 elephant in one group, one herd. Occasionally what can happen too is that group or that herd will split, possibly 2 different herds, 3-4 different herds that have met up in an area and they split up again. So it can vary and it can change. The most elephant I've seen, I think, is in Botswana in one herd, about 150 elephant together. But wasn't that perfect timing to get down to the dam and see this interaction? Tina, you asked, or you said, with so much room, why do they bunch up so close together? Well, the thing is, Tina, I would say, and I mean, this is my theory, I don't know, but elephant herds, there's a very close-knit family unit, and they rely a lot on each other for safety. Now, when they do come down to swim, or drink rather, the elephants are still cautious, even though they are big and powerful, and these herds probably don't have any predators out here. But they are still very cautious, and they look after the young, they look after each other. And because they're also so social, the swimming behavior that we witnessed is very social behavior. It's a bit of fun, and it's nice to see the herd moving around together, and I think that's why they stay close together, is just for safety, for a bit of fun, establishing those bonds between the herd.